Hey y'all, in today's video I'm going to show you how to wave your hair with a flat iron. I love using this technique after taking out a French braid when part of your hair is a little bit wavy and then the top sometimes is a little bit kinky and hard to work with. So it's a really great transitionary technique to use. However, my braid was not in for very long, so it didn't take as wavy as I would have liked, so bear with me, we'll just pretend here, but it would be the same technique regardless. You can either finger comb the hair or comb it out with a brush or a regular comb, and then you're going to part from the top of your ears towards the center back, and then I'm going to start working in the back side of my hair. On the left side of my head, I'm pulling everything to the left, and then I will work towards the right side of my hair and I'm pulling everything to the right. And as you can see here, my hand is behind me on the right hand side, so it is always important to feel in control of the section, so making sure that you're not in some kind of weird awkward position when you're trying to bend the flat iron to get the waves. So working up to my next section, I'm going to have my center left side and then my front left side, and then of course now that leaves me with two other sections on the right side, so center right and front right. If you have a lot of hair, you might need to take a few more sections, but you don't want to break it into too many small sections. It's too tedious, it takes too much time, and it's really just not necessary. And see how I'm taking my arm again all the way behind me? Can't stress enough how important it is for your arm positioning and your body positioning when you're flat ironing your hair, curling your hair, styling your hair really. It is all going to make a big difference to be able to get at the hair. And also notice I did not take a middle section, middle back. We want to try and work everything either left or right. It's just so much easier to see what you're doing. And then here, I'm just trying to show you that you don't want to pinch your sections either. You want to have it spread wide throughout your fingers, throughout your pointer finger and your middle finger. So it just gives you easier control, and the hair is going to be going into the flat iron nice and evenly as well to avoid any kind of weird kinking or lines that can be made in the hair if you're putting the flat iron too firmly towards the roots when you're first going in to wave the section. So always just being conscious of that. These are minor details. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much, but attention to detail will be your friend over time. A really good technique I like to use to prevent that line mark that you can get from flat ironing your hair sometimes, which also works for just doing your hair straight as well, is when you go into your section, you want to apply very light tension to start, and then increase the tension as you go down the length of the hair, the length of the section. So you can't really tell in the video the tension that I'm putting on, but I start very light at the roots, and then I won't get that, again, that stark line from the flat iron. And also I leave the ends out a little bit straighter. If you tend to, or if you accidentally over wave the ends, that's okay. You can go back in and just pull it straight with your flat iron at the very end when you're doing your touch-ups. So what I'm trying to show you here is I'm actually pulling the hair over the flat iron, and then I slowly clamp, as opposed to going in, clamping really tight, and then continuing with the wave. Just minor details there. Again, that's what's going to help prevent the lines and being able to control the hair better when you're pulling it through the iron to get the waves. So my final section, I do use a little mirror to make sure that I get all the back pieces, and I take the top kind of triangular-ish section and I do it as one, and that just helps to give it a nice placement in the crown. Now, as a fine-haired gal, I absolutely love my volumizing products, and the dry finishing spray by 11 is one of my faves. I only use it on my dry hair though. There's other options for volume on wet hair. that I go through in other videos. And of course, if you have any questions, always just feel free to DM me. So this stuff you can spray very liberally. It gives you day-old texture, lots of volume, and is great for pre-back combing as well, or if you wanted to put your hair up, giving it that little bit of extra added body. So there you have it, a really easy technique on how to wave your hair with a flat iron. And if you have a little bit more hair, it might take you a few more sections, but it's super quick and easy for the most part. Try it out on yourself and tag me. Hope you enjoyed.